Hello everyone, Reed back here with a Monster Hunter playthrough. Um, Today we're gonna fight the Lagombi, or the Urukususu, as it is in this version. Yeah, it's essentially the big snow rabbit. I'm using the lance this time. This is a lance that I'd kind of been upgrading on the side. Kind of just as like a way to mix it up a little bit. Um, yeah, there's me taking a look at the scenery. But yeah, it's about as good as it can go until a lot later on, and I kind of chose poorly using the lance on this thing, because it's similar to Aoshira, but it moves around and moves far away from you a lot more, so it kind of just sucks. This is the first time I fought it in the village, so there's going to be the video. I'm probably just going to talk over that, because, I mean, it's not incredibly exciting. As you can see, as you can hear, probably, my mic is still a little bit fuzzy. Hopefully it doesn't come through quite as much. I figured out it's a grounding issue, if I haven't already said that before. And I had bought a new mic thinking it was that, but it was not that, and that mic sounds terrible. This is my second time recording this. But anyways, enough about the outside world. So yeah, as you can see, it kind of like slides away from you, and then it kind of darts in and out. It's a bit of a pain, and the lance isn't very good at closing distance, at least in my opinion. And I'm not very good with it at all either, so I mean that could partially be it, but yeah, it's just not very good. So the main attacks the lance has is the upward poke and the forward poke, and you both saw them both there. Also, what I'm trying to do here is like hop towards it, or like hop backwards towards it. That's a way of getting close to it really quickly. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at it, and it's kind of weird not having a forward roll. But yeah, overall this fight went decent, I guess. I don't know. It was okay. In addition to the forward and upward pokes, it has a counter, which you can use to sort of like set up a counter hit after a monster does anything that you can block. So like you can counter roars, you can counter pretty much anything. So yeah, there you see it there. But yeah, you can counter roars, and that's one of the main strengths of the weapon, I think. As well as just other small stuff. But yeah, so I'm not a big lance user, but I mean, I've always thought they were really cool. There I just hopped right through that snowball. I felt like a badass. But there are two sort of main types of lancing. One is sort of guard lancing, I guess, or just regular lancing. Most people would know it. That's essentially where you just try and block everything, and then, you know, poke when you can, be very defensive. And there's like evade lancing, which is sort of like essentially, instead of you forgo blocking and guarding skills for evasion and other stuff like that, and you just kind of rely on your ability to dodge everything and counter when you can. And personally, I think that's the more fun way to play lance, but in all honesty, I don't know. I don't know what there is. Also, I ducked right through that, I think, at least. Felt like it did. I think this is something I talk about a little bit more, and I think I've already talked about this, but it's kind of hard to tell when you actually, like, duck through something and when you, like, actually avoid it completely. So, like, for example, say you're fighting a Rathian or something, or like, okay, say you're fighting a Baroth. I think this is where I talked about it. If you see the tail swipe coming, and you roll either like forward, you roll to dodge it, and you do dodge it. So you might be thinking, oh, awesome, I just rolled right through that. I'm pretty pro at this game. But what really might be happening is you just sort of like roll under the tail, and that's a thing not a lot of people realize is the hitboxes in this game are incredibly precise, like much more than they were in Freedom Unite, at least. I mean, Freedom Unite kind of had, it was definitely really rough, and honestly, I'd kind of never want to play it again. Mostly because it's like too hard to do alone. Like it's really fun with friends, and that's because that's sort of what it's like balanced for. Um, but on your own, it's just incredibly difficult, I think. I mean, you can do it. I'm not saying that like it's impossible. Also, I did definitely dodge through that one. But yeah, I'm not saying it's like impossible, but it's so hard to do. It's kind of not even worth doing. Like, sure, you get all of the second generation monsters, but at the same time, second generation monsters aren't all that fun, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. The only one that can, oh, I can't. Oh no, I guess the like Centaur and Hermitaur are really enjoyable, sort of. Probably more the Centaur, because that armor was really good, but it had the cooler Elder Dragons, I'll give it that, with Yamatsukami, Kushala Deora, oh man, what else? All, like, 3 Fatalises, Shingarin, and Lao Shanlung. Well, Lao Shanlung's kind of just a land version of Genmorin, but you get the picture. But Yamatsukami is one I really hope returns in, like, 4G, because I think it would benefit greatly. And there you can see, you don't have to, like, counter it. It does, like, a charged attack if you don't. But yeah, Yamatsukami would be a really nice addition, I think, because you could have multiple people hopping on it. Like, you may not be able to bring it down to where you can actually jump on it to, like, carve it and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like it would lend itself really to the new mechanics of 4. And, like, I mean, Kushala Deora's in, Red Fatalis? No, Crimson Fatalis, sorry, and Black Fatalis, I think, are in also, so it's like, they're kind of going back to it, but at the same time, I don't know. I think that's the one monster I really want to see. In addition, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, Genmorin or Darren Morin as it is now. I don't know, I don't really care about those fights too much. Like, they're pretty easy on their own. It's just you have the gimmick of defending a boat the whole time instead of just at the end like you do with Lao Shanlong in the castle, or fortress, whatever. But yeah. Also, I really wish they kind of rebuff hammers. I don't know. In Freedom Unite and like second generation in general, I guess yeah. So there's me jumping towards it. But hammers were really strong in those games, like incredibly strong. I mean, it was one of the best weapons besides maybe like Greatsword and Lance. I don't know. I don't really remember effectivenesses of weapons. I just mostly used hammer and Greatsword. But I mean, like, there's good things about second generation and not so good things about it, like the difficulty, the hitboxes, all that stuff. Like, you can look at videos of people just getting wrecked by bogus hitboxes and stuff. Like, plus Yacht's hip check was oof. If you like think anything of plus Yacht is bad in this game, imagine the tail whip times like 1,000. So yeah, there's the charge I was mentioning. And you can do like a strike after that, and I believe that's the Lance's strongest like physical attack, but it's not incredibly useful. But yeah, like the hitboxes in that game were so rough. Just, like thinking back on it now, I think, how long did I had to play it, like 4 or 5 years ago? I think that's when I was kind of like really into it with my friends. And oh man, it was so just a slog. I didn't even like fight the Fatalises, like, because that's around the time Portable Third came out, and I kind of lost interest in Monster Hunter in general. Actually, I just moved on to Portable Third, and then convinced all my friends to import it from Japan. Yeah, enough about second generation. I'll talk more if I need to later in another video, the next video. But yeah, so that was Lagombi. Not incredibly hard, but that's mostly because it's low rank. One thing that is nice about Lance is you can sort of stay close to a monster pretty easily and like deal consistent damage. Similar to like a dual swords, but each attack does more damage, so you can sort of pinpoint weak points and then kind of exploit them really easily. But yeah, that's what, like, if you look at a Lance's damage, you're like, wow, that has pretty shitty damage. But then you actually, like, use it and you're like decent enough at staying close to an enemy, you can be incredibly effective, especially with the counter on larger monsters. Like, you counter roars, you counter other things. I mean, there's a few things that Lance kind of really sucks on, like Bracky, and I don't know what else. But Lance damage, good stuff. Also, you can see here, that was my last acquired quest, so now I have the event, and that is the Rathian, and that is going to be next time. Once again, I apologize for the audio quality, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and continue to watch. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.